So I spoke in the last episode about the importance of note-taking, and while I was in the shop there getting my salad bowl, I was reflecting on what I had just said, and I think maybe not the key to it, but certainly a key to note-taking is accountability. Taking notes and putting what you've done down on record, it makes you that little bit more accountable. And I think there's a lot to be said for making yourself more accountable in general. And way back when I started the whole Off the Lead podcast thing, I remember telling people, or trying to get across to people, the importance of telling people what your plans were. So if you had aspirations of becoming a fucking poet or a singer-songwriter or a business person or a fucking world-class swimmer, weightlifter, bodylifter, fucking whatever it is, pick your poison. If you had ambitions to do those things, I thought, and still do, that a great way of getting yourself to that place where you want to be is to fucking tell people about it. Because it makes you that little bit more accountable. Or it makes you accountable. Because if you tell somebody you want to be a writer, that's what you want to be, or a golfer, or fucking a dancer, then the next time you meet that person is likely to go, how's the whole dancing thing coming along? To which your reply will be, oh bollocks, I fucking haven't really done that. Or, well, I signed up to that course, or I bought a pair of fucking shoes, or I bought a set of golf clubs, or you did fucking something to progress yourself to where you want to go, because you're never going to get to where you want to go without some sort of progression in that general direction. I mean, if you want to be a singer-songwriter, the first thing you do isn't book out a fucking 80,000-seater stadium. You fucking buy a fucking guitar, or you get your hands on a fucking paper and a pen, and you start jotting down lyrics. Like there are stages to becoming everything, no matter what it is. You want to become a civil engineer? Well, there's a progression towards that. It's not as though you buy the fucking suit, the steel toe boots, and fucking the white hard hat, and a little clipboard, and Robert's your father's brother, you're a fucking civil engineer. Like, I mean, you have to pass the fucking test, and in order to be able to sit the test, you have to pass your leaving cert or your equivalent to get into college and to do this and to do that, and you have to work a part-time job to pay your way through, or you have to get a loan, or there are progressions. So I suppose advice that I'd have for anybody, and again, whenever I'm giving advice to the internet, I'm reaffirming it in my own head as much as anything. This is self-help essentially. If you have a goal, especially if it's an aspirational goal, but any kind of a goal, what's the fucking plan? Like, map it out. And it might only be as simple as buy a guitar, learn how to play the guitar, start writing songs, and get yourself booked in your local pub. Like, they might be a couple of steps in becoming a fucking world-renowned rock legend. But it doesn't matter what it is. You have to progress to get there. You can't leap to the fucking end. And making yourself more accountable is key. Even if it's only to yourself. It's better if you're making yourself accountable to other people, because other people will hold you to account. They'll take that burden off you. So if you're only holding yourself to account, it's a lot of pressure. But if you go and fucking tell everyone who listens that this is what you're planning to do, and this is how you're going to fucking do it, well, they'll help. And it mightn't be pleasant at times. And people are wankers a lot of the time, and they'll go, oh yeah, remember you said you wanted to be a fucking pro golfer, huh? What happened there? And, if that hasn't panned out, and it's not likely to pan out, you have to fucking suck that up. You have to be accountable for the fucking bollocks of yourself you made. And maybe you have made a bit of a bollocks of yourself. I know I've made a bollocks of myself half a dozen different times. I've planned on doing this and doing that, and I've said I'd do this and I've said I'd do that. I haven't done the fucking half of it. But I have done the other half of it. And a big part of that was A, I held myself to account, but B, I had other people know what my plan was, and they kind of kept me in line. Now, I'm not saying go bullshit the world and tell them that you're going to be a billionaire and not have a plan and not have a kind of a process flow, like a chart as to, you know, something that will identify you actually progressing in the right direction. Because you need some sort of a step by step. It doesn't have to be fucking play by play every minute of every day, but if you want to become X, then if you want to get to the end of the alphabet, will you have A done by the end of the week? B done by the following week? Or is A more long term? Will it take you 6 months to do A and then a week to do B and a week to do C? Map it out, because what you put down on, what you concretize on, what you can fucking put down on paper in black and white, or what you can type down or fucking put on the internet or whatever, when it's down in black and white and fucking dated, it just helps to make it that little bit more accountable. I've noticed it myself. I gave myself the goal of losing a heap of weight, and the first thing I did was weigh myself every morning. As soon as I get up and after I go to the toilet, I weigh myself naked. I calibrate my scales with a 5 kilo weight that I have to make sure it's accurate every single morning. And after 7 days of weighing myself consecutively, I average it out, and that's my weight. And I can see if I'm up or down in the previous week. And what I found by doing that is, when I go to, just before I go to bed at night, I'm less likely to eat 5 bowls of cereal because I'm a little bit peckish, or eat a heap of chocolate, or eat a heap of sweets, or swill a load of fucking beer, because I kind of know I have to weigh myself in the morning, and I don't want that number to be the wrong side of what it was fucking yesterday or the day before. So I think a big part of denoting things, however you fucking do it, whether you tell people, whether you write it down privately, whether you upload it publicly. Uploading it publicly is hard, but fucking brilliant. Imagine your fucking internet history was broadcast to the world. You probably wouldn't watch as much porn, would you? So, because you're more accountable. And on that note, I'll chat to you soon.